been a day of fire trails and logging trails and pushing our poor little city car down the most hair-raising four-wheel drive roads trying to find trailheads. We've never found a trailhead yet, so we're just now walking on a fire road, hoping at some point we may find a trailhead. Mount Shasta, climbing the Southgate Trail for the day.
Why did dinosaurs not stomp around on the pages of Genesis? Are we to believe that a wise, all-seeing, omnipotent being overlooked terrifying tyrannosaurs, docile diplodocus? It's not as if they weren't big enough. If our holy books had blueprints, read not like fairy tales but like instruction manuals, welcome to the planet Earth. You are fortunate to find yourself in a water-saturated carboniferous rock, not too hot or cold, with the appropriate atmosphere. Before going on to unify general relativity with quantum physics, well, that would be impressive. Instead, we're supposed to be grateful, lie prostrate, be good, meek, mild, turn the other cheek. Those in charge avoid difficult questions, offer passive acceptance in return for the afterlife, all the better to exploit our gullibility on Earth. We are on a tiny oasis of life and beauty in a vast, uncaring universe. Isn't that enough to make you wonder? Question, think, consider, weigh up the evidence, come to your own conclusions. Not blind acceptance of what you've been told to believe. Life is precious. Make the most of it while you can.
We're on a piece of trail that actually continues so that it's possible to circumnavigate all the way around the mighty Shasta. It probably would take a lot of planning and maybe even carrying your own water, but what a trip that would be. Panther Meadows is at about 8,000 feet up towards the Shasta summit, which you can see behind me. And there's also another butte. This one is called Green Butte, one of the multicolored buttes of Shasta. But Panther Meadows is again one of these fragile alpine meadows here. Magnificent Mount Shasta. It's at the southern point of the Cascades mountain range, and at over 14,000 feet, it's one of California's great mountains. Up here, it's truly possible to forget about human activity changing the planet in the way we see all around us in everyday life. This amazingly untainted wilderness is filled with bears, mountain lions, deers, chipmunks, flowers, trees, and beauty. Behind me, Shasta is showing herself in her full glory. The clouds were cloaking her this morning, and now they've all blown away, and the magnificent mountain is there. This is an incredibly delicate alpine meadow with tiny little flowers and beautiful rivulets of glacial melt coming down through it, where tiny birds keep swooping in for a little drink. It's a truly marvelous environment, and it's very easy to understand why Native Americans hold this as a sacred place. The peak of Mount Shasta, the grand, magnificent Shasta. But in this volcanic basin, I've on one side of me red Butte with bubbling volcanic red rock, and over in front of me is the dark outline of grey Butte. And it's so dry here, even though water must come down from this melting snow. And there are these minute, drought-resistant alpine plants with little red flowers and this desert-type environment.